one of the great contentions in a shul, one of the sources of dispute, something that is so emotionally stirred is kadish. And yes, kadish is a very powerful prayer. It's based on Kala Rabbasi, it's based on the Zohar Kodesh, it's based on Noach and the Midrash Tanchuma Noach. It's based on the story of Rabbi Akiva, who met someone while Rabbi Akiva, it says actually Rabbi Akiva was being misboided in the forest, and he was reviewing Mishnayos, and he met someone that was very darkened and was carrying loads, and he noticed obviously this is something unusual, and he asked him, and he told him that he's really a soul that's being punished. And the Rabbi Akiva said, is there any way that you were told that you're going to be able to be elevated and extradited from the Gehenna, from this terrible punishment? And he said, yes, they told me if I have a child that is going to say Kaddish and Bolchu in the Tzibur, in Shul, then I'm going to be released. And Rabbi Akiva found out from this person that he has a child. He went and he found the child didn't know anything, and he taught him how to daven, and he taught him how to say Kaddish. And then they departed, showed up to Rabbi Akiva in a dream and said, thank you, you saved me, you gave me comfort. And from here became the source of saying Kaddish. And of course, you see the power of Kaddish. However, if you open up a sefer called Nitei Gavriel, so he has a letter that he quotes from the father of the Shlah Kodesh. And in this letter you see quite different than what many people perceive. Meaning, Kaddish is not about a prayer that a person says on behalf of the departed, and therefore, because of that prayer, the departed now raises and goes up to higher levels, like the Arizal says in Gan Eden. Rather, the purpose of the Kaddish, as we say in the words Iskadel v'Iskadesh or Iskadal v'Iskadash, is based on a pasuk that says in Yechezkel, V'Iskadalti v'Iskadashti, which means that we want to sanctify. We want Hashem's name sanctified. When a child or a relative or someone else says Kaddish, what happens is they're doing something called Kiddush Hashem. And therefore, says the father of the Shlah Kodesh, it's not just about the saying of the Kaddish. It's about doing any mitzvah. It's about doing anything that's going to create Kiddush Hashem. And therefore, if there's going to be a machlokes, a fight, it's the exact opposite of what the departed would like. It's the opposite of the goal and purpose of creating Kiddush Hashem, because the only thing that creates is Chilul Hashem. Chasam Sofer adds to this, he says, if someone takes away someone else's Kaddish, not only does this person not give benefit to his departed, it actually, that Kaddish goes for the other departed that was supposed to get the Kaddish. There's no gain. And Chas v'Shalom, therefore, to ever have a machlokes in Baruch Hashem in our shul, many times I see a person, even if he has the right, he's mevater, because he realizes that there's going to be an emotional hurt for the other person. And I'm telling you, based on this letter, based on the sources, this person is getting more credit for his departed. So we had a dispute here in our shul, who comes first, a shloishim, someone that's within 30, or someone that has a yurtzeit. And yes, people walk around with the assumption yurtzeit trumps everything. In halacha, it happens to not be true. The shach in Yeridea writes the minhagim are so that yes, the minhag is. That means even in his time, in the Sefer Minhagim, it said that a yurtzeit comes first. However, in halacha, it's really the person in shloishim, even though it's counterintuitive, because come on, yurtzeit, if I don't have it now, which means once a year, I missed the whole thing. Nevertheless, the shloishim person wins. Rab Moshe Feinstein in the last chelik in Igos Moshe writes the same thing, and I even asked Rav Shmuel first, who told me, yes, this is exactly what the Moshe held. However, he himself told me that when there's a shayla machlokes, he tells the people, be mevater. And therefore, ask a shayla if you don't know. And if you think you know, make sure that the other person is not going to be hurt, because that will be the biggest schus. Should it be a Kiddush Hashem and a schus to everyone in Klal Yisrael. Hatzlacha.